Hello. Hope everybody is doing well today. We'll go ahead and get started with our flow. As soon as I see that people can hear me. All right. Hello, Amy. All right, thank you. There it is. So welcome, my name is Tina, and today is our Friday 50-minute flow. I extended it from a 45-minute flow because I like everybody to have a nice relaxation at the end. And then maybe if we have a few minutes to talk at the end, that'd be great too. Again, I would like to thank Cindy, Sue, and Laura. Cindy, Sue, and, yeah. Cindy, Sue, and Laura for donating last week and allowing me to have more of these practices. So if you are moved to donate today, I would truly, truly appreciate it. Today is a new moon, and what I'm thinking about today is how changes happens all the time, even in things that you are used to. Maybe you are used to doing a pose in a certain way, or your body usually will act in this way. And when you go and do it again, it doesn't happen. This is the case with me today, setting this up. I've done this quite a few times, and today I was like, oh my, something is different about today. And today I would just like us to know that change is always inevitable, and maybe have a gentle focus on ourselves so that we can go with the flow. So let's come into a seated position to get centered and ready to practice. Maybe one ankle in front of the other. Maybe you lift your hips up onto a bolster or a block if you'd like your knees to drip down closer to the ground. Roll your shoulders back, your head is over your heart. Shoulders are lined up above your hips. And allow yourself to maybe close your eyes or have a gentle gaze down at your cheeks. And from here, bring your awareness to your breath. Just noticing where it is today, without any judgment, just taking note. And just as easily letting that note float on its way, just like your breath. Thoughts and breath moving in and out of your body. As you're seated here, allow yourself to bring your awareness to the top of your head, and then begin to scan down your body, down your head, your neck, shoulders, and chest, down your arms and your torso, down to where your seat is in contact with the earth. Bringing that awareness to the contact, those places of contact between your legs and the ground, or whatever you're sitting on. And from here, start to bring your inhales and exhales in and out of your nose. And as you inhale, allow your breath to come in through your nose all the way down to your belly, ribs, and chest. And then as you exhale, release that air from your belly, ribs, and chest. Continue that breath as you inhale, allowing your belly to fill up with air, your ribs to expand, your chest may rise a little bit. And then as you exhale, releasing that air out of your belly, your ribs stitched together, your chest may lower. Continue that breath, starting to balance out your inhales and your exhales in order to find balance on your mat and in your practice. From here, you can keep your eyes closed or flutter them open. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up toward the sky. And then as you exhale, release your right hand down toward your right hip and lean over to your right side. And on your next inhale, reaching your arms up, shoulders coming up over your hips. Exhale over to the left. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale to the right. Maybe your right hand goes out a little bit further, keeping both sit bones on the ground. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale over to the right, staying here for an additional breath. Maybe rolling that left shoulder back, keeping your chest open to the front of the mat. And then on your next inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale over to the left, maybe reaching your left arm out a little bit or bending your elbow, rolling your right shoulder back, finding space. On your next inhale, reaching up, shoulders above your hips. On your exhale, turn and twist to your right. Right arm comes behind, left arm goes across. Staying here for a moment as you inhale, lengthen your spine up. Exhale, make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And on your next inhale, sweep your hands up as your chest moves forward. Exhale, twisting to the left. Left arm comes behind, right arm goes across. Inhale, lengthening your spine, crown of the head toward the ceiling. And exhale, maybe twisting a little bit more toward your left shoulder. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up, chest comes forward. Bring your palms together above you. And then as you exhale, lower your hands down, heart center. Allow your thumbs to rest at your heart space, taking note of your beating heart. Like your breath, it goes automatically throughout the day. And it's nice to take time to notice and bring our awareness to this muscle that is so important to our lives. From here, make your way onto your hands and knees. I like to have a blanket to support my knees. And my hands are spread wide, knees directly below my hips. Maybe my tops of my feet are on the ground. And on your inhale, your belly fills up with air as it drips down toward the ground. Your shoulders roll back, your chest reaches forward, seat comes up, gaze comes up. Exhale, round your spine, allowing your head to come in between your upper arms. Continuing this breath and movement, cat-cow. Waking up your spine. Getting ready to move into your poses. To discover how your poses are going to arrive for you today. And not grasping onto how that is, how it may be different from yesterday. Just allowing yourself to be present and understanding that differences are part of life, that change is part of life. At the end of your next round, come to stillness. And then from here, reach your right toes to the back of the mat, curling your toes under, and then shift your shoulders back so that you're creating a nice long stretch along your calf, your foot, your toes. And then shift your shoulders back forward above your wrists. Reach that back leg up, your right leg up, your toes are pointed down. Keep your hips squared to the mat. And then take that right leg and rainbow it over to the left side behind you and curl your toes under, allow your toes to reach the ground and look back towards your left shoulder. So you're looking back at that foot. And then on your next inhale, raise your leg back up, rainbowing it all the way over to the outside of your right hip, lowering your foot down. And then stepping your hands in towards your body, reaching your shoulders up above your hips and reaching up. On your exhale, reach over toward that straightened leg, which will be your right leg. And then inhale, reaching up. Exhale over to your left. You may want to block if your ground is too far away. And make some circles with this top arm. Nice big circles, opening up the shoulder. And then as you're ready, start to bring your shoulders back over your hips. Bring your knee back underneath your hip, coming back down into your tabletop. And we'll do this on the other side. Bring your left toes to the back of the mat. Shift your shoulders back. Lengthen out that calf, your foot and toes. Shift your shoulders forward, and then on an inhale, bring that back leg up. Left leg is up. And then bring your left foot over towards your right, behind you, looking back, lowering those left toes, looking back toward that foot. And then as you inhale, reaching that leg up, releasing the leg over to your left side. And then bringing your hands in towards your body, reaching your arms up. Exhale, release your arm over to your left side. Down your leg. And then as you inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, release your right arm down underneath your shoulder, creating nice long line here on your left leg. And then make 3 big circles with that upper arm. And then on your next inhale, shoulders coming back up over hips, fingertips reach up. And then release your hands down, bring your knee back underneath your hip, coming back into your tabletop. From here, going to reach your right foot to the front of your mat, coming into a low lunge. If you like to have blocks here, I do. You might want to place them on either side of your mat. So from here, we're going to shift our seat back, coming into like a half split stretch or a low pyramid. Trying to keep your hips level, not leaning over to the bent knee side. And breathe. And then from here, bend into that front knee. Maybe allowing your left hip to reach down toward the ground. And then we'll bring that into a flow, starting to straighten that front leg. Your belly and thighs are touching as your seat goes back. Bend your knee, raising your shoulders up. Left hip goes down. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Belly and thigh are touching as your seat goes back. Inhale, bend the front knee, lower your left hip. And one more time, straighten your front leg and bend. And then coming back to neutral, bring your knee back underneath your hip. You can bring your hands back down. And then bring your left foot forward, coming into that low lunge. I like the belly and thigh to touch so that my spine stays nice and long. And then we'll go ahead and start that stretch, straightening that left leg as your seat goes back, belly and thigh stay touching. Take a few breaths here. Trying to bring your seat directly back, not shifting over to the right, over to your bent leg. Inhale, bend the front knee, lower the right hip. And then flowing here. Exhale, seat goes back, folding forward over your front leg. Inhale, bending into the front knee. Back hip lowers. Straighten the front leg, folding forward. Bending the knee. Shoulders reaching up, shoulders away from your ears, chest scoots forward. And one more. Exhale. Seat goes back. Inhale, bending front knee, rolling your shoulders back, opening your chest to the front of your mat. Come back to neutral. Make your way back onto your hands and knees. From here, making some circles around your wrists and your hips. So shifting your shoulders over to the left corner, forward, right corner, back, making a nice half circle as your seat goes back toward your feet. Moving in whatever way feels best for you, as always. And reversing your circles. And coming to stillness here. As you're ready, curl your toes under and raise your seat up high, coming into your first downward facing dog. Press your chest toward your thighs. Your knees can be bent. And then you can really bend one knee and lower the opposite heel toward the earth. And then shift the other direction or the other heel down. Going back and forth, walking your dog here. And then as you're ready, coming to stillness and allowing your heels to drip down toward the earth, your seat raising up toward the sky, Your chest is still nice and open as it's reaching toward your legs. And on your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, step your feet toward your hands, coming into a forward fold at the front of your mat. With your knees nice and bent, belly and thighs are touching, head is hanging. And on your inhale, raise your shoulders up even with your hips and press your hands into your shins or thighs. Gaze is straight down, the long spine from the crown of your head to your sit bones. And on your next exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, allowing your head to relax. And on your next inhale, come all the way to standing, sweeping your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands heart center. Take a moment here to notice the change of your heartbeat, if any, from when you first started. Release your hands down. Make your way to the front of your mat, finding your mountain pose. Your feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. Toes and knees point in the same direction. Roll your shoulders down your back pockets. Palms are open to the front of your mat. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, tip from your hips and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Feet go to the back of the mat. Find your plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists, maybe coming onto your toes. And then as you exhale, you can lower your knees or keep them raised. Either way, bend your elbows back towards your feet, lowering your body down in one line. Your chest reaches the ground first. And then your hips, roll your shoulders back, bring your hands forward. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, Sphinx. On your next inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, raise your seat, maybe coming to your knees, and then raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale as you step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your arms up high. And exhale, hands heart center. And again, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, feet go to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, chaturanga, bending your elbows back towards your feet, lowering down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, find your back bend. Maybe you come into cobra this time, pressing into your hands. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet towards your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands heart center. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bring your feet to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, bend your elbows back towards your feet. Lower your body down toward the earth, chaturanga. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Find your back bend or up dog. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Take 3 full breaths here. Finding the rest in this resting pose or coming to child's pose. If you're in child's pose, meet us in downward facing dog. And then on your next inhale, look to the front of your mat. And as you exhale, step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way to standing, reaching your arms up high, maybe taking your gaze up towards your ceiling. And then exhale, hands, heart center. Take a breath here. Change requires movement and stillness. As you're ready, find your mountain at the front of your mat, rolling your shoulders back, palms open. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your seat back behind you. Find your chair. Staying here on an inhale, maybe bringing your chest open a little bit more by rolling your shoulders back. Exhale, maybe you lower your seat back and down a little bit more. And then as you inhale, straighten your legs, come up to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, feet go to the back of the mat, plank. You can flow here or skip it and meet us in downward dog. If you're flowing, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, find your sphinx, cobra, up dog. Exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Take a breath. On your next inhale, raise your right leg up toward the sky. And on an exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, pointing the knee up toward the sky and allowing your right foot to kind of fall behind you. Inhale, straighten your legs, square your hips. And exhale, shift your shoulders forward, bending your elbow or bending your knee underneath your body, bringing your knee to your right elbow. And then inhale, straighten your leg as you come back into that three-legged dog. And this time as you exhale, bring that knee underneath you, coming to the center of your mat underneath you. And then inhale, reaching up. That leg, three-legged dog. And one more over to the left elbow, bending your knee, twisting, and then straightening that leg as it goes up and back. And then shifting forward, knee comes underneath. This time, place your right foot at the front of your mat. Find your runner's lunge. On your next inhale, shoulders come over your hips, fingertips come up high, crescent. Exhale, rotate your back heel, lower your wings, warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, tip back, reverse warrior. Front knee stays bent. Inhale, reaching that right arm to the right thigh, left arm next to your left ear, side angle. Inhale, shoulders over hips again, reaching your arms out, releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing out. And on your next inhale, rotate that back heel up, fingertips come up, coming into your crescent. Exhale, release your hands down, bring that back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing, reach your hands up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Other side. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, seat goes back, find your chair. Inhale, rolling your shoulders back, feel your chest open to the front of the mat. Exhale, lower your seat just a little bit more. On your next inhale, straighten your legs, coming to standing, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, bring your feet to the back of your mat. Plank. You can flow here or skip it and meet us in downward dog if you're flowing. Shift forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, press into your hands for cobra back bend. And then exhale, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your left leg up high. And as you exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, letting that left knee point up toward the sky. And then on your next inhale, straighten the legs, square your hips. Shift your shoulders forward as you bend your knee underneath your body, letting it come towards your left elbow. And then inhale, reaching up with that back leg. Exhale, shifting forward, bending your knee right underneath your nose. Inhale, reach your foot up. And then again, exhale, shifting your shoulders forward as your elbow comes toward your right, or your knee comes toward your right elbow. And then inhale, straighten your leg up. And on your next exhale, shift your shoulders forward as your knee comes underneath your body and find your runner's lunge. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders over your hips, fingertips come up, crescent. Exhale, rotate your back heel down, open your wings, looking over your front fingertips, warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward and then flip that front palm, tipping back, reverse warrior. Right arm is down your right leg or at the small of your back. Inhale, reaching that left arm to the left thigh. Right arm comes next to your right ear, side angle. Inhale, shoulders over your hips. Exhale, release the shoulders away from your ears. Warrior two. On your next inhale, rotate your back heel up, sweep your fingertips up, coming back into your crescent. Exhale, release your hands down and bring that back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Take a breath here. Really bending your knees, maybe bending your elbows and reaching for opposite elbows. Shift back and forth, ragdoll. Let your neck release, maybe nodding yes and no to help it relax. And then as you come to stillness on your next inhale, raise your shoulders even with your hips. Staying here for a moment, pressing your hands into your shins or thighs, allowing your shoulders to stay away from your ears. Imagine your seat reaching back, the crown of your head reaching forward, your gaze is down. On your next exhale, bend your knees and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands, heart center. Take a breath here. From here, bring your awareness to your right foot and bend your right knee or left knee forward. And then open it up to the side. Make a little kickstand here for this version of tree where your toes are down on the ground. Your ankle is up against your opposite leg as a kickstand. And find this tree. If you'd like to change this into a different type of tree, feel free. Maybe you decide to reach your arms up or out. Maybe you bring that foot, the left foot, pressing into your right leg, your knees still open. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to notice the changes that occur in your body, even without you trying, to help you create this pose. And then as you're ready, bring your left knee forward and then lower your leg down and shake it out. From here, bring your weight over to your left foot this time. Bend your right knee forward and then open it up to the side, creating a little kickstand, finding your base for your tree. Always beginning with a foundation when you're changing something and growing something and building something. And then as you're ready, maybe staying here, maybe raising your arms, maybe raising that foot to the inside of your leg, anywhere but on the knee joint. Really pressing your leg and knee, or your leg and your foot into each other. Knowing that trees sway in the wind. Noticing all the little changes that happen in your body to help you discover your tree today. From here, bring your right knee forward and then lower your foot down and shake it out. From here, you can bring your feet to the outsides of your mat and start to bend your knees out towards your toes, lowering your seat down, coming into a yogi squat. So you may want your block as you reach your seat down to the earth, or maybe you would like to have a blanket rolled up underneath your heels. If your heels are not making it to the ground, you can bring the ground to your heels. Maybe your hands are heart center here. From here, release your left arm open. Excuse me, cat. And then reach your right arm up, looking up towards your right fingertips. And then bring your hands heart center. And twisting to the other side, release your right arm down, your fingertips are maybe reaching toward the ground, and reach your left hand up to the corner of the sky, corner of your ceiling. And then bring your hands heart center. From here, make your way onto your sit bones. So you can bring your hands out in front, point your toes and knees forward, and then just allow yourself to sit wherever you are. Like Finn here, he's just sitting wherever he wants. Bring your legs out in front of you here. Roll your shoulders back and press your hands down toward the earth. Flexing your feet so your toes are reaching toward your knees. Finding the stillness here. On your next exhale, start to tip from your hips, coming into your forward fold. If there's any tension behind your knees that feel uncomfortable, you can bend your knees or place a block or blocks underneath them, or a blanket, pillow. And then when you find your edge, fold forward. Take a few breaths here. As you're ready, start to press your hands into the earth and bringing them closer to your seat, Coming back to seated. And then bring your feet together in front of you into a bound angle. Rolling your shoulders back, finding your sit bones on the earth. And then as you exhale, come into a forward fold. And breathe. As you're ready, start to press yourself up. Reach your right leg out to the side. Bring your left foot on the inside of your thigh. And then from here, turn your chest toward that straightened leg. Bring your left hand to the pinky toe side of your leg and your right hand on the big toe side of your leg, and start to fold forward. And then once you've reached your stretch, allow your head to relax in between that triangle you've created. Leaving your right hand in the center or by the big toe side of your leg. Start to roll your left shoulder back, opening up that arm, sweeping it out and up, and then lean over towards your right side into a side bend here. And then on your next inhale, bring your shoulders up, maybe press your right hand into the ground to help you up. And then switch legs. Left leg reaching out, right foot on the inside. Turn your chest towards your left leg. Take your right arm, bring it to the pinky toe, left arm over toward the big toe. And then as you fold, find your edge and then bring your chin towards your chest. And breathe. Trying to keep both sit bones on the ground evenly. If you need to back up a little bit to do it, that's fine. Always remembering to know the difference between pain and uncomfortableness. If there's pain, always back off. You can leave your left hand where it is and then rotate that right shoulder back as you sweep your arm out and up, and then lean over towards your left side. As you're ready, you can shift your right shoulder forward and then press yourself up, however you need to get there. Make your way onto your back with your knees pointed up. Have a block handy or something that you can place underneath your sacrum if you'd like a supported bridge. But the first bridge will do. Bring your fingertips down towards your feet, down towards your heels. And on an exhale, raise your hips up toward the sky. Your thighs are staying parallel. Maybe your shoulder blades are tucking underneath your upper back. Gaze is staying up toward the sky. And then exhale as you release your hips down. Sway your knees from side to side. Finding a block if you have one, or a pillow. As you raise your hips up, place the block underneath your sacrum. It's the flat bone at the bottom of your spine, just above your sit bones. Or place something, even a blanket is fine here, to come into a gentle inversion. Your feet can stay on the ground. This is a restorative bridge. Or you can bring your feet out if you would like more of a front stretch. Or you can bring your knees in towards your chest and then raise your feet up, keeping a gentle bend in the knees so that you're not activating your abs. This should feel weightless and supported. Taking a minute here in your restorative pose. From wherever you are, bring yourself back into that restorative bridge with your feet down on the ground, your knees pointed up. If you're on the block, press into your feet, maybe even lifting your heels and pressing into the balls of your feet to lift your hips up. Remove your block, lower your heels, and then lower your hips. Rock your knees from side to side. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a nice hug. Reach your arms out into a T and release your knees over towards your right side for a twist. Maybe you pick up your head and look over your left fingertips for a more intense twist. Releasing your breath out of your mouth, letting it come back to its normal pattern. As you're ready, bring your knees back above your chest and then release them over to the other side. Your gaze over toward your opposite fingertips, if you'd like. Roll over onto your back again with your knees above your chest, coming into whatever pose you'd like before final Shavasana. Maybe happy baby, reaching your knees out to the corners or the sides of your mat, bending your knees, allowing your knees to drip toward your armpits, reaching behind your thighs or shins, or up towards your feet or toes, rocking or staying still. And then bring your knees together. Curl yourself into a tight little ball on your next inhale by bringing your forehead toward your knees, and hold that breath for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release down onto your mat, finding a comfortable position for your Shavasana. I will watch the time, let you lie here for about 3 minutes. Relax, release, and let go. Feel free to continue lying back in your Shavasana, allowing my closing remarks just to flow in and out of your consciousness. If you would rather complete your practice with me, feel free to roll over and press yourself up to a seated position. It's truly an honor to guide you through this practice on this Friday, to explore ways our body changes and our minds change. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful rest of your week. Namaste. So we're about almost 55 minutes into the practice, just in case you have to be somewhere. I'll bring us right up to the hour in case you want to continue lying there until you get your full hour. I get it. Again, I want to thank everyone who's donated. I am a yoga instructor full-time, so it's nice to be able to provide this when I receive the donations. I added 3 different classes that I had this week in a half an hour after the conclusion of this class, I'm going to have a Yoga Nidra meditation on this app. So you're welcome to come back for that if you would like. For that, you'll be lying down, finding a nice, comfortable Savasana pose, and listening as I guide you through the meditation. And so that is something that I like to do on the new moon. It's something that I've started in the last year or so. Later on this afternoon here in my town, I'll be going to a yoga studio and taking part in somebody else guiding me through a Yoga Nidra. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope you have a great day as well. Again, if there's anything that you would like to see, any kind of themes or types of poses or types of yoga flows that you feel like would be good guided by me, or that you would like to explore with me, feel free to add that in the chat or send me a message. I would love to hear from you. And apologize for the little sneezing there at the end. That's my my cat Buddha. He's been with us. He's been with us for about 15 years, and he was living in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, with a couple from the Air Force before that, and made his way to us. And so he's an older cat, but so he has a little bit of health issues, but oh, thank you. It's very nice to be here and to bring space, or allow you to have space to have your yoga practice. I know sometimes it's hard when you don't have accountability, so it's great that so many of you have showed up here today for yourselves. Looks like 40 people are here right now. That is so great, giving time for yourself. So we have just about 1 minute here, and I have a little thing that I've started where I say, don't you ever need a minute? And and I will be here to give you 1 minute. So starting right now, I'll give you your 1 minute, and I'll just be quiet. And that was our final minute. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you feel moved to donate, I would be so appreciative. Thank you so much for being here. And I will hope to see you next time. Like I said, in a half an hour, I'll be doing a guided meditation. And I think the next course I have, or class I have after that scheduled, is a restorative practice on, well, it'll be Monday morning, my time. So that starts off the day with a nice restorative practice to kind of get you relaxed and ready for the week. So again, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.